Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will take a 6-2 lead to the Eternal City of Rome next week. Bruno Fernandes getting a couple of goals tonight. Edinson Cavani scoring twice himself as well. Mason Greenwood, Paul Pogba as well, and all that after Roma had looked really dangerous and led by 2-1 at half-time. But Manchester United surely now on their way to another Europa League final. 6-2 win tonight here at Old Trafford.
Ian, Robbie, thank you both very much indeed. You have just witnessed the fall of Roma. Look at that. 2-1 up at half-time, beaten 6-2 at full-time. Owen Hargreaves and Paul Scholes were alongside me, and there were doubts about the lineup that Ollie went with this evening. There were plenty of questions about the approach at half-time. We got lots of answers in the second 45. What a performance. No wonder you've got a great beaming smile on your face.
Yeah, they were brilliant. Look, we also said as well, whatever team they pick, you'd expect them to win this game. And, you know, to be honest, at half-time, they're in a little bit of trouble, you thought. But that second-half performance was sensational. Some of the passing, the moving, it was so crisp, and the finishing to go with it as well. A fantastic second-half performance.
Special.
One of the best performances under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That second half was absolutely fabulous. Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Cavani, and it was a tale of two halves. Roma with the better team in the first half, and Manchester United were absolutely world class in that second half.
Listen, this is the moment where United fans go, oh, don't say that. But this is a team in the Europa League final, Paul.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, of course it is. 6-2 up at home. They're probably a better team away from home as well. Yeah. Look, they're through. We know that now. Can they go there and relax a little bit? I'm sure they can. Maybe give a few players a rest, which would be nice as well. So, well, they're in a great position.
I'll tell you what, Roma are not going to want to come here anymore to Manchester, are they? Every time they come here, it ends up like that. Unbelievable. So credit United. When they get it rolling, Scholesy, they're first class to watch.
Oh, it was brilliant. That second half was, you know, some of the passing, moving, the link play with Pogba and Fernandes. There was talk about them bringing Mason Greenwood on as well to score a goal. It was just a perfect night. Cavani leading the line, looks a proper centre forward. 2 really good goals. Bit of a lucky penalty, I think. But look, job's done tonight. Game over. Let's move on to next week. Enjoy it. And let's look forward to a nice final in Poland.
Wonderful, look at that. Wonderful. Positivity. 2 happy pundits alongside me this evening. Not so happy, though, from an Arsenal perspective. They got the away goal, which is crucial for them this evening. But they have been beaten yet again. They are toiling at the moment, aren't they, under Mikel Arteta. You can see full-time in that game right now and all the reaction over on BT Sport 3. But Arsenal beaten 2-1 at Villarreal. You can see the return leg, of course, next week. And that goal they scored, their only shot on target this evening. No wonder there were some disappointed Arsenal faces. So this is what you can expect then next week. Next Thursday from 7:15, see Manchester United finish the job against Roma. It is job done, but you will still see what happens in the second leg as they take a 6-2 lead out there. And then Arsenal, well, so much for them to do. They've got the away goal, but they are a goal down. Arsenal 1, Villarreal 2 after the first leg. We'll show you the goals, actually, before we disappear. We're on air until about 10:40 this evening, so stick around for those. Both of those ones get going next Thursday at 7:15. And before that, on Tuesday and Wednesday, you can see whether Manchester City and Chelsea can both complete the job, both of them with decent opening games. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, plenty more reaction. Congratulations, though, to Manchester United. 6 goals. What a night. Oozing quality, oozing class. This is a win that puts them in the Europa League final. They've finally broken the semi-final hoodoo. All the reaction next. Welcome back to this splendid stadium where it was like the good old days under Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United dominating in a European semi-final. They scored 6 goals this evening. In fact, the first team to score 6 in a European semi-final since Real Madrid back in 1964. That's how rare it is. And among the goal scorers, that man, Paul Pogba. Here he is with Reshmin Chowdhury.
Paul, you know, you never want to speak too soon and say the job is done, but that is the most amazing advantage to have at this point in the tie.
No, for sure. For sure the result is positive, but it's not finished. Yeah, there's one more leg to go through. So we're going to have to stay focused and play the next game with the same mentality.
The first half, obviously, they had the advantage. It looked like United, you were losing your way a little bit. What was the team talk at half-time? Because, the cliche in football, it's a tale of two halves. It really seemed like that. The second half was incredible.
I would say first half, they had really we made two mistakes and we conceded two goals. And after, when we conceded the second goal, we were a bit all over the place. But after in half-time, we just talk and we say, just let's do the right things. Let's do simple things and everything will go through. We did. The manager spoke. We were all motivated, determined to go and to score more goals as possible.
You mentioned sort of the first half mistakes. Obviously, you conceded the penalty, but I want to ask you, in that circumstance, with a wet pitch, what else could you have done to avoid that?
Just don't tackle. I don't know how to tackle. Why should I tackle? That's my problem. I try to tackle and be, the English guy, but I need to practice more into this. I was
but
really.
With your arm, where else could your arm have gone?
Exactly. I need to practice to tackle without arms now. But no, I would say it's unlucky. It's unlucky for me. I've been unlucky a lot this season for penalties, so I need to start learning this. But it's okay. We were confident still, and we had the result that we wanted.
Yeah, he's right. Not for the first time, Paul Pogba giving away a penalty by handballing in the box. It's one of those weird things where we're not saying that the decision was wrong. It was the right decision based on the laws of the game. The problem is the laws of the game. But listen, we're going to talk about good stuff for Manchester United. He said there to Reshman, we spoke at half-time about coming out and doing right things, and they did do the right things at the start of the second half. They looked like a team transformed, actually.
Well, Pogba, I know Cavani played great, but I thought Pogba was the best player on the pitch for me. But Roma really, Scholesy, to start this second half, 2-1 up, and really in control of the game, in possession, obviously trying to pin United in. It's fine there, the turnover of possession. And you see there, they got the back three in. They're actually quite organised. That's DOR. And that is just Villa there. Ooh, it's taking a little funny turn. But the point is, they're actually quite organised, Scholesy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in good shape.
But keep an eye at Cristante.
Yeah.
Scholesy, why is he stepping out?
He's
in a back three. Just stay in there. There's no problem. And you see what happens if we just run it on.
Yeah, it's absolute madness. All he does, he just has to drop 10 yards, go with Cavani. Everything's fine, everything's relaxed. He commits himself crazily. Paul just plays a nice little pass to Cavani. He's out of play, and all of a sudden it's 3-on-2. And we know the quality of Fernandes has to find a pass. He plays Cavani, and what a finish as well. You have to give him credit for the finish.
The thing is, to be 2-1 up at Old Trafford in that position, to then go and play that way and be so open was crazy. But you have to credit United in the second half. The quality of the goals was just absolutely first class from United. The thing is, when they get all these types of players linking in these areas, Scholesy and I were talking about it there. You got Pogba, you got Bruno, you got Cavani, you got Marcus. There's so many world-class players, Scholesy, isn't there? When they can get in here and link, then they're just so hard to stop.
You're right, there is such an array of talent now, and I totally agree. I thought Paul Pogba was outstanding tonight, and we said from that position, it's a position where you can create, it's a position where you can score goals. Okay, he didn't quite create there, but he's linked well with Fernandes. Fernandes is one that shows that pass out to Wan-Bissaka. Really poor goalkeeping, we must say that. But again, you've got a top-class centre-forward who's sniffing for a chance and ready to pounce at any given moment.
What were your thoughts on Cavani tonight, Owen? Quality.
That was Scholesy mentioned it, proper centre forwards performance. Look, I love Martial, I love Marcus, but they're more kind of the modern attackers where they can play multiple positions, off the left, off the right, can play through the middle. But Cavani, he has that experience of playing that position. I thought his hold-up play, Scholesy, was brilliant to bring all the other boys into play. It
was sensational. As you said, as Owen said, it was an all-round centre-forwards performance.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen these types of players, your Marcus, your Mason, your Martial. We're not quite sure if they are centre-forwards. Tonight, that tells you that is a real centre-forward up there. Led the line, brought players into play. A great pass we'll see in a bit as well for one of the goals. Two brilliant goals. What a finish, the first one, top corner. Gave the keeper no chance, and then a sniffer's goal as well. So I just thought it was a brilliant all-round performance. Just a little bit disappointed he didn't get his hat-trick, really.
I know. As he will be, no doubt, because that's what elite players are like, isn't it? We'll have a look at the 5th and 6th goals in just a second. But if Paul Pogba was frustrated about giving away that penalty, the visitors will be just as frustrated about this one as well. It was a strange one.
Look, it's not a penalty. Do you know what? The standard of refereeing, I thought was really, really poor. If these are penalties, you're going to get these every week. The amount of times you see that happen, week in, week out. Chris Smiley just getting over there. Cavani he completely misses the ball. You see what he's trying to do. And it's just an accidental collision. Chris had a difficult night, actually. A little bit of fault for the 2 or 3 goals. And it's never a penalty. As I say, standing referee was poor, but what a penalty as well. It's a run right in the top corner. Again, goalkeeper, no chance.
Yeah, ref didn't have a good day with Scholesy, but thing is, the quality of the United players in the attack all of a sudden there. When you get that many good players out on the pitch and then they can control the game like they did. They didn't have control. Scholesy mentioned they didn't have control. They did in terms of possession, but the quality wasn't there. Second half, the quality was there, and the finishing was off the charts. I think for Ole, I'd be surprised if he didn't say that was one of the best halves they've played since he's been there.
And as soon as he emerges from the United dressing room, where he's no doubt congratulating his players and just going through that game, we'll bring you the interview with Reshman and the Manchester United boss, Paul Pogba. At half-time, we were talking about getting him more involved in the game. Second half, he was exceptional and he gets his goal.
He was, yeah. It was real. As I said, this position is perfect. When you want to be a bit of a maverick, you have a free role in a team, you can do it from that side because, look, the right-back will be the one who's allocated to mark him, but once he steps in field, the right back, there's no way he can go with him, and it gives him the freedom of the pitch. And he showed tonight some of the quality he showed was brilliant.
Scholesy, the one thing we noticed today was actually a lot of short corners from United and a lot of short corners. And when you watch the initial, just the short corner, there's only really one goes out to pressure the boys, and what that does is that leaves Bruno Fernandes in acres of space. And the thing that I like about it is for United, look at the size advantage they have Scholesy in there.
Oh,
the ball from Bruno is absolutely world class, but Cavani's big, Lindelof, Pogba, McTominay, Maguire, they're gonna win those balls in there, don't they? And the header and the delivery are just world class.
Yeah, delivery is fantastic. You say we're seeing short corners all the time, and we see why there. You know, if you get people like Fernandes time on the ball, he's going to deliver qualities, no doubt about that. And as you say, United have got 5 giants there. And I felt a little bit sorry for Chris. He does get under it a little bit. But sometimes the quality of the ball is just too good for the opposition. And it's a lovely header as well. And Paul was overdue a goal. And let's hope he can go on a good run now.
It's easy, this sort of analysis, isn't it, when we're just running through good stuff? Because the manager makes a change, brings on Mason Greenwood. A few minutes later, he gets his goal as well. And it feels like the game's over at 5-2. It's definitely over at 6-2.
But I think that's why we spoke about the fact that Paul can play inside. That means you can get Marcus off the left, you can get Mason on the right, you can get Cavani up top. Plus you got Pogba and Bruno, and then say, defensive midfield player, whether there's McTominay or Fred or Matic. And the thing is as well, these guys affect the game. This is the ball that Scholesy mentioned about Cavani. How about this for a ball, by the way, Scholesy?
Oh, it's brilliant. Outside of his boot. Fantastic into Mason. Do you know what? And as Mason's going through, you're expecting goals.
You do. I'm with you, Scholesy.
He's that good a finisher. He's that good a player. He's going through, possibly on his weaker foot as well. But you're just thinking goal, and it's
Come on, Scholesy. This is what United fans want to see. It's a shame they're not here because Bruno, Cavani, Pogba, Mason Greenwood, Rashford. There's so many quality players on that pitch. You just want to see more of this because they have it in them. Yeah,
of course they have it in them. We know. We see it probably away from home more than we do at home. But tonight, if these fans had been here, they'd have loved that second half. 5 goals, was it? Some of the play was fantastic. The confidence the players were showing. Look, it's good. It's against a Roma team that we're a little bit unlucky, I suppose. Well,
with those injuries, Morante coming on in goal and conceding all those goals.
They're not a great team anyway. And then to go lose them 3 players was difficult for them. But give credit to Manchester United. I thought they were brilliant.
All right. And they were led by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is one of the great nights for him as the Manchester United boss. We came into this with so many questions about why they keep on struggling at the semi-final stage. No struggles tonight. Hear from him straight after the break.
Manchester United, can they break this semi-final hoodoo? Gliding into position, and Bruno Fernandes puts Manchester United ahead. A big claim for handball. The VAR will look at this one. He's done it. Pellegrini, Roma at level. Look at the space here for Pellegrini. Dzeko's in there and scores again at Old Trafford, and Roma lead. Cavani's in space here. Can he finish it this time? Yes, he can. 2-2. Wan-Bissaka this time, and Cavani picks up the pieces again.
Penalty.
No contact.
Penalty.
Oh, he's given a penalty. Another one rattled into the corner and high. Fernandes to play this one in. Pogba! There's another one. Greenwood is 6 for Manchester United.
Wow, what a night. They've played 6 home games in Europe here at Old Trafford this season. In that time, they've scored 19 goals. I'm sure the manager has a smile on his face. Let's hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Reshman.
Ollie, I know it's half-time in the tie, but that's an incredible advantage. Do you feel like the job is done?
No, don't feel the job is done, but it was a good job done. We did well, but we know they've got quality. They scored 2 goals with 2 chances first half, two moments that we gave them, and then they did the same to Ajax. They didn't have loads of chances, but they score. So. And in Rome, a team will get 4, 5, 6 chances against you anyway. So, but very pleased with the response, especially half-time or second half was very good.
Well, exactly that, because at half-time, the guys in the studio, Paul Scholes and Owen Hargreaves, were both saying that you probably needed to make some changes in midfield. You were proved right because you stuck to your guns.
Yeah, you can say so. It's easy up there thinking who should play, but who should not play.
But why did you feel that you would stick to that? Because the team had sort of lost their way a little bit coming up to the end of the first half.
No, because that's a very good team. Worked really well against Tottenham. I know Mason. I said before the game, Mason should be disappointed not playing, but it's about the balance, and maybe those two should try to leave players out themselves and pick a team with balance.
And I mean, resting some of your forward players worked wonders today. The likes of Cavani with 2, Pogba on the score sheet as well. Greenwood came on afterwards as well, and Bruno, of course, with a couple.
Yeah, no, we know we've got creative players. We know we got players who can create big moments, create chances. It's about getting him up there in positions. Paul's position today, I think, is very good in that position because he's allowed some freedom then, but you got the foundation behind him, and Marcus, Eddie, Bruno, Paul against players, any players, they will create chances, so it's about taking them, and that's the difference today. We took most of our chances. We had a couple of big ones, but very, very pleased.
You talked beforehand about the players sort of having that experience now, one more year on, and really that hunger to sort of get past the semi-final stage. Is that what we saw today, that kind of character?
I think the character showed that they came back and didn't lose their heads. I think maybe as you said, maybe 5-10 minutes there at the end of first half, we didn't look great, but we managed to get ourselves together. The two goals are junior, very schoolboy errors. Shouldn't happen at this level, and we said that at half-time and we corrected it.
So it's a good job he's the one in the dressing room, not you two, right?
Hey, I'm glad it's him and not me. And you know what? He's doing an amazing job. But in his right, it looks a lot easier up here than obviously for him. And he makes a really interesting point. I played in the team to help balance it out. And obviously he thinks that those two at the base of his midfield give him that balance. But they still conceded a couple of goals in the first half. So I think for United, the attack is so good that the fact of the matter is they showed it today, they cannot score. Anyone, can't they, Scholes?
Yeah, they were fantastic. Look, we just express an opinion, don't we, Owen? In my 10-game manager, 12-game manager, yeah, I did actually leave players out as well. I don't know if Ollie knows that. But no, look, he's doing a great job here. The team are really developing him. No, it's not so much this season. I'm thinking about next season. Can they really challenge for that league? I don't think they're far away. When you look at them 5 or 6 attacking players they've got, they're so exciting going forward. That second half was brilliant, and not just. Forget about the second half, the 5 goals. The first goal was, I think that was the pick of the bunch. The passing, the movement was out of this world. And if they can produce stuff like this, week in, week out, you have to say next season they're going to be in with a real shout. The passing and movement, the front play of Cavani, as we said, the running off the ball then of Fernandes, and the finish to go with it. It all starts with Pogba. All starts in that position, just off the left-hand side. Strength, skill, quality, ready to link with his forwards. What a goal.
I think the other crucial thing, Owen, and obviously this is wonderful, but then we're now going to see the 2 goals from Roma. They go in losing at half-time. With everyone talking about 4 consecutive semi-final defeats, this was also a big story regarding mentality from Manchester.
Yeah, huge. You know, the players, obviously, especially at half-time, you know, we see the ridiculous penalty against Pogba. And to be fair, Pellegrini was fabulous in the game. But at half-time, at 2-1, they were in a difficult spot. And the players are absolutely responding, you know, we know they got quality players. That's the one there where Pellegrini runs off Fred, and you expect with one of the 2 sitters, you know, McTominay gets drawn out to the ball, and Fred really's got to be the safety valve there. He gets caught ball watching, catch Pellegrini, and I'm sure Michael Carrick and Dyer Fletcher say, look, Fred, when you're in there, you got to pick up that run, and it is hard to pick up. I played in there. It's one of the hardest things when people run off you. But if there's 2 in there, you always got to think safety first. But I'm with Scholesy. I look at the attack, and I think there's 5 players in there at the top of the pitch, world-class players that I just think they can beat teams. And Scholesy made the point about the possession in the first half. They had possession, but it wasn't as comfortable. Second half, the possession was pure quality.
Yeah. Good job he made no changes, wasn't it? It was a difficult night for Roma and a difficult return, actually, to Old Trafford for Chris Smalling. Let's briefly get his thoughts after this defeat for his side. Here he is.
Chris, I know it's not quite the return you would have envisaged coming back to Old Trafford. How tough is that one to take?
Yeah, massively. Especially we couldn't capitalise on our first half. I thought we created a few chances, and obviously going in at the break as well. Just pure disappointment in that second half and the goals that we conceded were sloppy, and it's just really ruined the hard work that we did in the first half.
What more could you have done when you had players going off with injuries as well in that first half? 3 replaced. I mean, that's something that you can't even plan for.
No, I think this season we have had a lot of injuries, and it's not an excuse for obviously conceding so many goals, but yeah, it's obviously not ideal preparation, but we did still go in at the break despite those early changes.
Oh, he's a good guy, but he's obviously totally deflated after that really big defeat for Roma, and that's pretty much it for them in Europe for this season. Of course, you can see the second leg here on BT Sport. You can also see more Premier League this weekend. In fact, we've got 2 games for you this weekend. Crystal Palace against Manchester City gets Saturday going from 11:30, BT Sport 1 and BT Sport Ultimate. And we'll round off the evening as well. Everton up against Aston Villa from 7:30, also 1 and Ultimate. Welcome back. Manchester United will travel to Rome next week, but they will know that it is a job done in the Europa League semi-finals. They've won 6-2 here at Old Trafford this evening. A great night for them. But who would they be playing in the final, I wonder? Arsenal or Villarreal? The finals live on BT Sport, May the 26th in Gdansk. It would be one of these 2. And we won't know quite yet because it's still on a knife edge after this happened this evening in the company of Karen Carney and Peter Drury. But it leaves them with an opportunity. So we've got 4 English sides. One of them look like they're through already. The other 3, it's looking good for all of them. How many of the 4 are going to be in the final?
Well, I think we're all pretty sure United are going to be in there. But I think for City and Chelsea, you know, up against, you know, PSG and Real Madrid, top teams with world-class players, they can decide it. I think for Villarreal, they have a lot of experienced players in their team. So I think they could...
4-3, 2 or 1?
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to be positive. Right. I'm going to go 4.
4? I hope 4.
Yes, we all hope 4. That's it from us. Just to let you know that there's plenty more sport, though, on its way from BT Sport. We've got an action-packed weekend. Kicking off in the ring tomorrow night as Britain's Sonny Edwards goes for his first world title against IBF flyweight champion Maruti Umtellani. Over on 2, Leicester take on Ulster for a place in the Challenge Cup final. On Saturday, you can join us for a Premier League double-header. We're at Crystal Palace, then we're at Everton, and we've also got the Women's Champions League for you as well. Coming up before long, Chelsea up against Bayern Munich. Gentlemen, thank you for your company. Thank you very much as well. And congratulations, Manchester United. The curse is over. Good night.